Hello, I'm Graham Oliver, and my job here at Vivid is Commercial Director. That means I cover research and development and partnerships. One of the most recent partnerships we've done is with a company called Levitex, and Levitex are specialists in foams. That's all they do. They create special foams that really help people. And one of the key things that we're looking for is always how to best to address pressure relief. Most pressure relief surfaces ask you to choose between protecting the skin and supporting movement. Levitex is very unusual in that it does both at once. Today I'm going to cover what the foam is, what it does, and why it matters for patients and clinicians. We find it a lot when we're talking to healthcare professionals that a patient might be medically ready to get out of bed and sat in a chair, but often the team are worried about them doing it because the chair might be unsuitable. They might be worried about it creating other pressure injury risks, or the patient themselves may find that the chair that is available is really uncomfortable. We know how important it is to get people up and out of bed, because every time someone is left in bed for longer, the deconditioning commences very quickly, especially in elderly patients. Deconditioning causes a lot of issues because obviously the patient then may not get back to the levels of independence they had previously. It's been proven that sitting in a properly supportive chair with the right pressure relief is one of the most effective interventions in this. So most pressure relieving surfaces work by letting the pelvis sink into it to spread the body weight around. This does redistribute pressure effectively, but it also reduces proprioception, which is the sensory feedback a patient relies on to know where the body is and how to move it. This can also be affected when people have been in bed for a long time, so it's important to be able to get that back again as soon as they're sat upright. The same envelopment that protects the skin can also make it harder for the patients to shift their weight, reposition independently, or push up to stand. This means that when they're sat down, often they can end up back in the same position. So memory foam often compresses, and then patients end up back where they were, even if they manage to move around in the chair a little bit. Levitex is very specially designed to actually make sure that that doesn't happen. It behaves differently depending on how much load is applied. So when a patient is just sat there, not moving around a lot, it stays soft and it spreads the weight over a bigger contact area for the best comfort and pressure relief. But when the patient presses down, as in to stand up or to shift a position, it firms up and it gives you a stable supportive base to move against. Basically, if it's soft when you need comfort, but it's firm when you need to move, this prevents the cushion from bottoming out, which is obviously an issue with a lot of memory foams. They're very soft when you first sit on them, but you sink right down into them and then they end up becoming almost as hard as the seat base that you sat on. Levitex foam has been independently reviewed, and there's been a 27 volunteer study that's been published in the Journal of Wound Care. It's also been looked at by the University of Lancaster, and there's been many tests that have been done on it, which gives us absolute confidence in the clinical evidence that supports this product. So we didn't just drop Levitex into an existing cushion, we redeveloped it and built it into the Levitex Cradle cushion. So you can see here the shaping of this has been designed to give absolute support for the thighs and pelvis to get the optimal alignment. We've built in here 3-layer structure for stability. There's a contact layer, which is Levitex. There's a support layer, which helps guide the thighs and the pelvis into the correct positioning. And then we've got a base stability layer, which is the long-term structural stability of the cushion. We've got this as standard in our care chairs, and we've got it in our high back bedside chair, all at no additional cost. So to recap, Levitex delivers pressure protection and movement support in the same cushion, which is absolutely unique in terms of the available upholstery and cushions out there. There are download links for the clinical report and the other expert mechanical assessments in the description below. And if you'd like to try a chair with the Levitex foam, we offer free no obligation seating assessments. The link to these are in the full Levitex page, are also in the description.